World War I was not only a clash of empires and armies, it was also a deeply personal experience for millions of ordinary soldiers. Among them were young German men who marched off to war in 1914 filled with patriotism and expectation, only to endure 4 years of unimaginable hardship. Through surviving diaries and photographs, we can trace the emotional and physical journey of a German soldier from the outbreak of war to its bitter end in 1918. 1914. Enthusiasm and illusions of a short war. When war broke out in August 1914, many German soldiers recorded excitement and confidence in their diaries. Trains carrying troops to the front were greeted with flowers, cheers, and patriotic songs. Soldiers believed they were defending the fatherland and expected to return home by Christmas. Early diary entries often describe pride in wearing the field gray uniform, admiration for discipline and order in the army, optimism about quick victory especially during the advance through Belgium and France. Photographs from this period show smiling faces, neatly arranged units, and soldiers posing confidently with rifles. These images reflect a moment when war still seemed like an adventure rather than a nightmare. 1915 to 1916, trench life and growing disillusionment. As the war stalled, enthusiasm faded. The reality of trench warfare quickly replaced early optimism. Diary entries from this period become darker and more reflective. Soldiers wrote about endless mud, rats, and lice in the trenches, constant artillery fire and sleepless nights, the fear of sudden death from shells or snipers. Photos from the trenches tell a grim story, men with hollow eyes, muddy uniforms, and exhausted expressions. Smiles disappear. Many soldiers photographed dugouts, barbed wire, and destroyed landscapes rather than themselves, showing how the environment dominated their lives. Battles like Verdun, 1916, left a deep mark on German soldiers. Diaries describe mass casualties, overwhelming artillery barrages, and the psychological strain of fighting for ground measured in meters. 1917, hunger, fatigue, and doubt. By 1917, the strain of war was unbearable. The British naval blockade caused severe food shortages in Germany, and soldiers at the front felt its effects. Diary entries increasingly mention hunger and poor rations, physical exhaustion and illness, doubts about victory and anger toward leadership. Some soldiers began to question the purpose of the war itself. Photographs from this year often show older-looking men, faces aged far beyond their years, captured beside comrades who would soon be dead or wounded. 1918, collapse and defeat. The final year of the war was marked by desperation. Germany's spring offensive initially raised hopes, but once it failed, defeat became inevitable. Diaries from 1918 reflect a sense of hopelessness and resignation, relief mixed with shame at the announcement of the armistice, fear of returning home to an uncertain future. Photographs from the end of the war are rare but powerful. Soldiers laying down arms, marching back in silence, or standing amid ruins. The confident young men of 1914 were gone, replaced by survivors of a devastating global conflict. Why these diaries and photos matter. The diary and photographs of a German World War I soldier provide more than historical facts. They offer human truth. They show how propaganda and optimism gave way to fear, suffering, and loss. They remind us that behind every uniform was an individual with hopes, doubts, and emotions. These personal records help modern readers understand World War I not just as a political or military event, but as a deeply human tragedy that shaped a generation and changed Europe forever. From eager patriotism in 1914 to exhaustion and disillusionment in 1918, the diary and photos of a German soldier reveal the true cost of World War I. They stand as silent witnesses to one of history's most destructive conflicts. Proof that the real story of war is written not only in treaties and battles, but in the personal words and images left behind by those who lived through it.